Students living in residence halls on campus have reported sightings of mold in their dorms.
Our room was just like super humid and like always moist all the time. Like our clothes were wet when we put them on and everything. And then we noticed one day just like mold growing on our wardrobes.
The university gave residents the chance to relocate so a deeper cleaning could be done in their rooms.
We went to housing and we were emailing people, calling people, just trying to figure out like what we could do. We had people come and look at it.
The issue has also gained traction on social media. This TikTok was posted by someone in Fletcher Hall. It appears to show mold growing on furniture and personal belongings, and the video has over 116,000 views. Even for those who aren't directly affected by the mold, they know someone who is.
Just basically like that they've been sick and that like nothing's drying and like just it's like very humid in their room and stuff like that.
So far, the university has confirmed mold in 4 residential halls in the Eastway complex, but we have received pictures of what appear to be mold in another dorm on campus. However, this has not been confirmed by the university.
My RA talked to me about it and he was like, just like letting you know you guys are going to get this email, but like we don't really know what's going on.
The university email says the issues are mostly dirt and dust on the slats of the HVAC units. The university says in less than 5% of cases, the slats had mold or mildew caused by high humidity in the room. We spoke to an RA with knowledge of the situation who wished to remain anonymous. We've distorted their voice to protect their identity.
My residents have been complaining about headaches. Other residents have been complaining about headaches that I've heard from other RAs, which is a symptom of mold exposure.
Kent State first confirmed the existence of mold in some of the dorms last Thursday in an email to Eastway residents. So far, the mold has been confirmed in the 4 residence halls that make up the Eastway complex.
Our mission statement states, we create safe and inclusive communities that foster student success. This isn't being safe.
2 RAs told us that mold has been an issue in Eastway for over a month. These pictures appear to show mold growing on the floor of a Fletcher Hall dorm room on August 17th, 2 days before students started to move in.
I'd say when we moved in and there was the mold at the beginning of the year, it was more visible on like the floors and like that kind of thing on objects, not necessarily the vents. Now it's progressed to the vents.
They say they believe university housing officials knew about the mold after the RAs did building walkthroughs to document any issues before students moved in. This hasn't been confirmed by the university.
They 100% knew since the beginning of August because we put work orders in, but there's been a big disconnect between UFM, housing.
The university has not confirmed when they first knew about the mold. According to the RAs, the situation also prompted calls from parents.
And I don't blame them because they're paying how much for housing and it's these conditions.
According to one of our RA sources, they and their residents have been sick with what they believe are symptoms of mold exposure, though none that have been confirmed by a medical professional.
My residents have been like, oh, I'm sick, or you hear them coughing. I've been sick for the last 3 weeks. I don't know what it is. My residents have been complaining about headaches. Other residents have been complaining about headaches that I've heard from other RAs.
The university has been cleaning rooms and room air units after they got complaints from students about the mold. However, one resident says their room was cleaned a few weeks ago, but they say the mold is returning.
It's not as bad as what it was then, but it's starting to come back up.
The RAs say they wish the problem had been handled sooner, and now they hope that students don't blame them for the problems.
It's very frustrating because as a building, we are very connected, we're a team, we try to get things done, and then we just feel failed by people higher up, quite truthfully.
I honestly felt like I was dying. I've never been that sick before in my life.
Dom Crone says he started feeling sick early last week.
I was throwing up, I couldn't, my body was just gone. I stayed in my bed and go to class for 3 days.
Crone says he has mold in the vent in his room in Olson Hall. After he was sick for a few days, he went home and to an emergency room in the Youngstown area.
They gave me a COVID test. That came back negative. They did a strep throat test. That was negative. And I was telling them about the mold, and they said that was a possibility. And on these papers they gave me right here, it says diagnosis was mold exposure.
He says doctors also did blood work and took chest x-rays. They gave him antibiotics to take until he felt better. They also told him not to go back to his room until the mold was gone.
I felt way better when I was at home because there's no mold at my house.
Crone says he told the university about the mold on Wednesday, 2 days ago. He says he sent them an email request to clean the vent in his room and was told the vent would be clean within the next few days.
Told me not to come back until it's gone. But we still have the mold up there. We're waiting for them to come clean it.
He says he isn't happy with the university's response to the mold. He called it, quote, pathetic.
It's basically them just saying it's not their fault when it is their fault that there's mold in our dorms.
So far, the university has only acknowledged mold in Eastway. We reached out to ask about reports of mold in Olson. However, spokesperson Emily Vincent said the university is not aware of any reports of mold in Olson Hall. Crone says with the mold still in his dorm, he's headed home for the weekend.
The vent should have been cleaned before I came to Kent. If I'm paying all this money to come to college just to get sick.